This is an information session for the Early College Academy at Mesa Community College. The Early College Academy aims to increase the college-going and completion rates of Mesa Public School students with a signature program at the MCC Red Mountain campus. Our Red Mountain campus is located at McKellips and Power. This program was designed in partnership with Mesa Public Schools, and we're completing the pilot cohort this year. So this is a concurrent enrollment program, meaning that students who are currently enrolled in high school also enroll into college courses and complete those courses on the college campus. For this concurrent enrollment program, the course credits are applied to the Mesa Public Schools graduation requirements, in addition to meeting the college certificate or degree requirements. For this program and other early college programs, eligible students can apply for the Maricopa grants, and if awarded the grants, there is a zero cost of tuition. For students that do not apply for or are not eligible for the Maricopa grants, these students are provided tuition assistance that is offset by Mesa Public Schools. So Mesa Public Schools for the Early College Academy pays $50 of every credit, which is a remarkable savings for students. So families are responsible for $35 per credit, and Mesa Public Schools pays the difference of $50 per credit. Again, this is only for students that are not eligible for the Maricopa grants. An additional feature of this program is that Mesa Public Schools provides transportation Monday through Friday for students to attend college courses on the MCC Red Mountain campus. Essentially what happens is your student gets to school, so whether they're attending Red Mountain High School, Skyline, or Mountain View, these are the three high schools that the program serves. They arrive at school, whether they're walking to school, take a bus, or dropped off by a family member. And then when they arrive to school, instead of going to first hour, they get on a bus and they are transported to the MCC Red Mountain campus. They attend college courses in the morning, and then before third hour, they're returned to the high school campus to complete classes on the high school campus for the remainder of the day. The MCC Red Mountain campus offers classes Monday through Thursday. For most instances, most semesters that the students are in the program, they would take one course on Monday, Wednesdays, a second college course on Tuesday, Thursdays, and then Friday is an academic support time. So students are, again, transported to the college campus on Fridays, and this usually becomes like an academic lab that is supervised and led by a faculty member or support instructors on the college campus. These courses also have a standard course design, so we use the Canvas learning management system. Although students attend courses in person, they submit their assignments via Canvas. And then we've also made a commitment in this program that the cost of instructional materials, so typically you might have textbooks or lab fees, that those costs would stay under $40 for every course. In regard to the course offering and tuition, I'm going to present this information to the two groups of students that we are recruiting right now for the upcoming academic year 2021. So the first group of students that we are recruiting are current sophomores. So anyone who is a current sophomore, you would be our incoming junior or students who are returning as juniors in the program. So for this group of students, incoming or your returning junior year, if you are a current sophomore, in the fall you'll be taking English 101, which is first year composition, and that will transfer to the high school graduation requirement as half of your junior English credit. You'll also be taking mindfulness for stress management, which is an exceptional course. It's part of the culture at the Red Mountain campus. It's really going to help you with college and career success. With just this experience being a college student and a high school student at the same time. That course can transfer back to your high school graduation requirement as either half of your physical education credit or as 0.5 elective credit, whichever one that you still need. In the spring, students are taking college critical reading and thinking, which will be the second half of your junior English requirement, and then intro to sociology that transfers as half of an elective credit. For the following year, so academic year 21-22, this is for current sophomores. So any current sophomore at Red Mountain High School, Mountain View, or Skyline that is returning to ECA or is new to ECA, which would be for academic year 21 to 22, your senior year of high school, you would be taking first year composition, which is English 102, which will transfer in as your senior English, half of that credit, and contemporary U.S. literature and film in the fall semester, which will wrap up your senior English credit. So you would finish senior English in the fall semester of your senior year, and then in the spring semester, you're taking a lab science. High school students need 3 lab sciences to graduate. You can make a choice at that time, whether it would be physical science or life science. MCC will provide options to you based on your career interests, whether you want to be a STEM major or not. So that's a lab science option. The second group of students that we're recruiting right now for the Early College Academy are current freshmen. You would be an incoming sophomore in the Early College Academy for academic year 2021. In the fall, you would be taking Survey of Computer Information Systems, which will transfer to your high school graduation requirement as a 0.5 practical art. In the fall, you would also be taking that Mindfulness for Stress Management course. That could be either your 0.5 PE credit for high school or an elective credit, whichever one you need. And then in the spring, you would take Intro to Human Communication or COM 100 class. That's a 0.5 elective credit. And then Intro to Sociology. For current freshmen, if you stay in the program, the academic year 21-22, so this would be your junior year of high school. In the fall, you would take U.S. History 1865, which is half of your American History high school requirement. And you would also be taking first year composition, English 101, which will fulfill half of your junior English requirement. In the spring, you would continue the U.S. History 1865 to present, which is the second half of your required American History credit to graduate from high school, and College Critical Reading and Thinking, which is the second half of your junior English credit. For current freshmen, if you stay with us through your senior year, which is academic year 22 to 23, in the fall, you would take English 102, which is first year composition. That's half of your senior English credit, along with contemporary U.S. literature and film, which would wrap up your senior English. So you would finish senior English, fall of your senior year, and then in the spring, you have the option to take the lab science course, either a life science or physical science course, whichever one that you prefer, since you need 3 lab science classes to graduate from high school. What I've done here is given you a comparison. So if you were traditionally going to attend any Maricopa college, in the ECA program, if you start your sophomore year and you stay with the program for 3 years through your junior year, you can earn upwards of 34 credits. So traditionally, if you came to any Maricopa college and you paid for 34 credits, it's $85 per credits, plus a $15 per semester registration fee. And traditionally, textbooks cost anywhere from nothing to $200 per class. So I did not include the cost of textbooks in this amount. So for tuition and registration, that's roughly $3,000. If you attend through the Early College Academy and you earn 34 credits, for any student that is not eligible for that Maricopa grant, your cost would be $35 per credit out of pocket. So each family would pay $35 per credit plus a $15 registration fee per semester. So we've made a commitment. These classes will have a $0 textbook to $40 textbook cost. And currently, we've been able to stay keeping all of these courses at a $0 textbook cost. So the total amount for 3 years is just over $1,300. And if you break this down, if you were in the program for 3 years, that's 6 semesters, fall, spring, fall, spring, fall, spring, for your sophomore, junior, and senior year, families are paying about $220 out of pocket per semester. So the savings is roughly $1,700 if you stay in the Early College Academy for 3 years. I'd like to share with you the things that both MCC and MPS are doing in regard to recruitment, retention, and completion for the Early College Academy. So currently, we are recruiting incoming sophomores and juniors for the upcoming academic year to be part of the ECA program. We have capacity for 75 students in each cohort. So I have 75 current freshmen that we can recruit as our incoming sophomore cohort, because what we're doing is we are filling up the pilot cohort. So current sophomores to join our cohort to enter as incoming juniors. The profile that we intend for this program were 2.0 to 3.5 GPA student. This program is designed for students who maybe have college aspirations, but the AP honors classes aren't the right fit at the high school, and maybe it would be advantageous to experience college on the college campus. You may be a 3.5 to 4.0 student. Our student profile would not eliminate you from applying or being accepted to the program, but something to consider is that these MCC courses are not weighted as high school honors classes for GPA. So if you are working on class ranking or working towards a weighted GPA, ECA might not be the best program for you. You might want to instead look at your AP, your honors dual enrollment options on the high school campus. And then also in regard to recruitment, there is an application process for new to ECA students. And we're hopeful that this will increase the student commitment to the program. So there are two routes to become an ECA student to apply for the program. Route A would be you're a student, you're a current freshman or sophomore, and you decide that you want to submit a program application. In addition to submitting your application, you would ask either one of your current or your former teachers to submit a recommendation for you. Route B would be any of our Mesa Public School teachers who teach current freshmen and sophomores could submit a recommendation for a student, then we would contact that student and invite them to submit an application. Currently, we also have digital versions for you to submit the applications via Google Form. To access these applications, you're going to visit the Early College website. To access the website, I'm going to go to MesaCC.edu. And I recommend going to the search engine and just type in Early College Academy. And the first item that will appear is the link to the Early College Academy website. On the right side of the screen, there's two call-out boxes. One is for you to contact the Early College office if you have questions, and then you have the application forms. There's a PDF paper version of the form, and then this is the link to the student application Google form. And below that is a link for the teacher recommendation form. And I'd like to show you what's included on the application form. So if you're a student and you choose to apply for the program, when you fill out the Google form, you're going to give your basic student information, there's demographic information to complete. We collect parent information for all of our early college programs. And then you also will write a personal statement as part of the application process. You're answering two questions. What would a college degree mean to you? And how will participating in the Early College Academy program help you reach the goals you have set for yourself? So really, this is you thinking about what does it mean for me to be a college student while I'm in high school and to participate in the early college program. When you ask your teacher for a recommendation, this is what your teachers will fill out on their Google form. They're going to give us some basic information about themselves and the student. There's a Likert scale for your teachers to give us some information about your character and personality, and then about the student's academics, and a space for additional comments. The program application for academic year 2021 is due on June 1st. So be sure that you submit that Google form by June 1st. And again, if you have any questions, you can contact the Early College office about that. A tool that you might consider using is the Early College Academy uses the Remind app to keep parents and students informed about the program. So you're invited to text at MCC ECA 20 to 81010. And if you do that, you would get remind notifications about the application and recruitment process. In regard to retention, some parameters that we've refined or put into place is that the application is serving as the student commitment to participate in the program. We really want to ensure that both parents and students have a commitment to being a college and high school student at the same time, and just a full commitment to participate in the program. We also spend a lot of time the initial year, the student sophomore year, helping them to navigate and transition between college and high school courses to understand the difference. And then we also invest quite a lot of time in parent communication, either through remind apps or just frequent email communication with a parent or guardian. We also align with Mesa Public Schools to distribute progress reports on a quarterly basis. So these progress reports go to parents and students. If a student is not performing well in a class, then that student goes on to academic probation. And again, there's an increased communication between the parent and the early college office. We provide academic support on Fridays. We're excited about this upcoming year because our returning students, which will be our incoming juniors and new juniors, can serve as peer mentors to our current freshmen who are incoming sophomores in the program. And then we're also in frequent communication with Mesa Public Schools, both at the district and the high school level, working with high school counselor leads. And our ultimate goal is that students will earn up to 34 college credits over 3 years, that they will engage with the Maricopa Guided Pathways to be on their way to certificate and degree completion, that throughout the program we will engage in career exploration. And we're also working with our business department to build internship opportunities that summer between junior and senior year of high school. Thank you for participating in this informational session. If you have additional questions, please contact Monica Margayan, who's the Community Outreach Coordinator, or Antonio Bracamante, who's the Manager of Community Outreach and Enrollment Development.